What is up, everybody? I am here again with another review for you. Today, I'm going to be talking about Trepang2. I hope I'm saying that correctly. So, Trepang2 is published by Team 17 and developed by Trepang Studios. Yes, they named their game just their studio name, which works because, you know, it's not like you play this game and you're like, oh, that would have made a good name. No, Trepang works. It's fine. The best way for me to describe what Trepang2 is. Have you ever played the Fear series? Now, have you ever went, man, it stopped at Fear 3. I really wish there was a Fear 4? Well, that's what the studio did. And then just decided to make Fear 4. It literally feels just like Fear. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, this game is unabashedly just emulating a game that the people who made it loved and just didn't exist anymore. To give you a bit about the story, it's there. There's a Horizon Corporation, and you're 106, and you're locked up, and this group comes and frees you. You're one of them, and basically the big thing is you help them take down the Horizon Corporation. It's there. The story's there. It's a little more intricate, but I don't really want to spoil it. But it's not too much. The story is merely there as a vessel for the gameplay. Now, like I said, if you have played Fear, you know this gameplay well. Everything from you have the ability to go invisible for a very short time. In fact, I hardly ever used that through play. And to give you an idea, I played through the entire game. I played every main and side mission, and I'm going through. I need to do three or four more right now on hard to beat the entire game on hard. What I mean by that is I played like the first 4 or 5 missions on normal, and went, I'm gonna bump this up to hard because I want to get a trophy. So I need to do the first couple on hard now. Uh, the gameplay is great. Like I said, there's the invisibility that it's very minute. It happens just for a few moments, so I hardly ever used it. But it has the focus, just like Fear did, where it slows down time for a moment and lets you really unleash carnage. And when I say carnage, I mean this is a bloody ass game. I dug it. It definitely was over the top, but this game feels like it earned it. Like it didn't. There are games where you're playing like, man, this game does not need to be this brutal. This game like kind of earned it with its brutality. So I was completely okay with it. Like at one point, I'm walking around and they did really good with the like blood effects and that. I'm walking around dual wielding SMGs and I'm like, my guns are just covered in blood. And it's kind of badass looking. But yes, there's focus, which slows down time a little bit. There are, I want to say, 8 or 9 different guns you can choose, along with probably 8 to 10 secondary things like different types of grenades, tomahawks, knives, different stuff like that. That's your like secondary, not weapon, but like your thrown weapon, I guess you could say. My favorite guns being the shotgun, which, if you have played Fear, yes, it is the Fear shotgun. It is wonderful. But I like the shotgun and the SMGs. Every gun has different ways. As you're going through the game, you will find weapon upgrades. In fact, I need to go back. I'm missing some of them. But you'll find weapon upgrades that each gun has different things you can add. Like, uh, barrels, the shotguns you can add an incendiary option, scopes, sights, stuff like that. Different for each gun, so you need to find the even if like 3 different guns use a long barrel, you need to find the long barrel for each gun. Stuff like that. There's intel strewn about the game that gives you backstory and adds to it. And it gives you a lot more about the Horizon Corporation and who you are and what is going down. Another thing I really enjoyed about this game is there are moments of like creepiness which harkens back to Fear again. Like I said, this game is unabashedly a Fear like, and I absolutely love that. I've missed that kind of game, and this game earns it because it's not shying away from it. It's saying, "Hey, we missed that game too, so we made another one for you," and I love that. This game did so good at feeling like that while also being its own thing, its own certain enemies. Like, one of the best compliments I can give this game is everything in it, from the level structure to the feeling, everything was developed with a purpose. And like I was walking through a corridor and just wasn't thinking, and turned and looked through where there were some shelves or that were blocking away, and like boxes and that. And if you look through the shelves at the right moment, like everything's fine. But if you look through the shelves, you see like just a giant like blood smear in there and that, and it was the first hint of something happened here. Everything is developed with a purpose. Even there's a level later where it's kind of like just a giant unfurnished building, but it feels like it was done with such a purpose. It was purposely minute, less detailed, basic to add to it. And like everything felt so on point that this game, another giant thing I've got to give to the developers of this game. It also felt like they said, now granted, it came out, I want to say late last year, mid to late last year, so I am playing it a little later. But it felt like they said, we want to make sure this game is as glitch free and plays as well as possible before we release it. And honestly, right now, that's huge. I've got to give them so much credit for how this has been handled, how the game plays, how it runs. They did such an incredible job with it. Trepang2 might be one of my biggest surprises of the past couple years at how much I have enjoyed this game. I will say, and granted, I was playing on hard difficulty, so put that into it. Later levels, super challenging. Like the last 2 levels of the game, I played through over and over and over and over and over and over again. Mainly at one specific section in each level. And there were some moments where you're doing something and you're like, I feel like I could have thought of a more creative way to do this. But and it's not like it's not like they were bad. It was just okay. Well, we'll do this again and again. Okay, there's the end of the fight. And it was just like, okay. But it wasn't bad. And it didn't break the fun for me at all. This was such a good game. And if you like first-person shooters, like really like first-person shooters, I highly recommend this game for you. If you're not into first-person shooters but love an atmospheric game, I would probably also recommend this. Definitely play on a much easier difficulty. If you like trophies, let me put it this way. If you like specifically getting the platinum in a game, I do not recommend this game. I barely beat it on hard. There are 3 more difficulties above that. That ain't happening, fam. Nope. I will never get the platinum in this game. But I will make sure I get every other trophy in it because I just want to extend my time with this game even longer. Thanks for listening. I recommend Trepang2. I played it on the PS5, and I know it is also available on Steam, and I believe the Xbox. Thanks for listening. I will be doing more first-person shooter reviews in the future, including, specifically, a couple fears. But until next time, have fun gaming.